Hi everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Well, it's the day after Thanksgiving here in the States, and while everybody else is dealing with their guilt, their shame, their upset bellies, and out running around crazy on this thing called Black Friday, I'm about to hit the gym because I feel good. And after taking a day off yesterday, I just feel like moving my body. I go to the gym because I really want to go to the gym. I know that's counterintuitive. I always have people, I just have to drag myself. I don't like the gym. I like to do something else. God bless you. Do anything that gets your body moving. I like to go to the gym though. But today I'm here to talk about discussing a raw food diet intelligently. I do videos every day, so if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that subscribe button now and then click on the little bell and check send notifications. And everybody that's watching the video, please go check that little bell and hit send notifications because yeah, lots and lots of people are getting unsubscribed on YouTube to lots of channels. This one's been kind of rolling around in my head since the first part of the week. I had a good long, as we tend to do, 2-hour Skype talk with Melissa of Melissa's Raw Food Romance on, I think it was Monday of this week. Yeah, Monday. And one of the things we talked about in there just kind of inspired the idea for this video today. We were talking about different things well, number one, she's somebody, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, we've actually spent some time together face to face, but we kind of had that way we were able to talk with each other openly, you know, the whole time I've known her. And we were talking about, we do this raw food lifestyle differently. And we were having a discussion the other day about something that we're different on, have different views on. And we were just like, we laughed about that. We were talking about how so many people would have hurt feelings, or they would just have to try to beat each other over the head to try to change the other person's mind. I love having talks with people like that because even though we don't do things the same way, I learn so much from that, and I learn a lot from just open, intelligent discussion without people just holding on to their, beliefs like a dog with a bone. Now, there's a number of reasons that it's beneficial in general to discuss the raw food diet intelligently. Actually, once again, here's another message that can translate to anything in life. The more we can be civil, the more we can be and quietly and intelligently discuss a subject, the more everybody's going to get out of it, no matter what the subject is. Screaming at each other, trying to overtalk the other person, telling the other person they're stupid, telling the other person they're wrong, or even if you're not saying it, just thinking in your head all the time that there's one way or just this way with no, like following up on yesterday, not taking in new knowledge. As far as sharing this lifestyle, people are so much more apt to listen to you if you share it in this manner than if you were, just screaming and preaching and trying to be that nut out there. I don't know if some of you, it used to be used to see this in cartoons a lot, the old guy on the street with the sign going, the world is coming to an end, and he was real extreme, and the street preacher, the end is coming. People do not tend to listen to these highly emotional, super extreme messages. The average world won't, even though they may not understand logic, they want logic. They want reasoned out thought. And when we learn more. We learn more ourselves, and we can exchange more ideas when we can have these open, intelligent conversations. And there's not a whole lot of places where that can happen. It's not going to happen in Facebook groups. It's not going to happen in forums. And, just some people will kind of maybe take that as a negative statement or say, well, I know a group. And there are some groups that I'm in, and I've actually gotten back into a couple of groups lately that I'm enjoying. There's a civil atmosphere there. There's good discussion there. I haven't gotten into any heavy hitting stuff yet, but with bigger groups, it's not so much that people can't, not even necessarily they can't discuss it intelligently, but sometimes when you have a group that big, there has to be rules, and only this and that can be talked about to kind of keep the peace in there, which I sort of understand. So what we were talking about, what we were just knocking around, although neither one of us has time to do that, would be to have some like panel discussions, like have a YouTube video. The software and the technology's there now. It's probably, I've got a program that's I pay for, but there's free software out there. I've seen it in some other videos that I watch on different subjects where you have like 5 people and they all have their little panel in there. I think that could be very beneficial to have kind of a round table of people discussing topics in a very calm and intellectual way. Not necessarily with the idea of, like proselytizing, where you try to pull people over to your cause, but just sharing, exchanging. So and so, let's say I'm talking with 4 people on this subject in here. Joe, he might say something, or he might teach me something, or he might do something. I'm probably not, because of this discussion, going to profoundly change what I do, because I've been doing this for 5.5 years now. And I feel like I do, to a large extent, know what I'm doing, not 100%, but what I might do is I may like, that makes a lot of sense. So I might incorporate something that this person says. I might incorporate something new that this person says. I might just get a little smidgen of what this person says. But you see what I'm getting at here? Out of all these other 4 people that I'm opening my mind to listen to, I'm still making progress. I'm still moving forward. I'm still learning something, adapting something that can help me further myself on this journey. So I would implore you, try to get into discussions like this. Try to find your friends on the internet that you can have these discussions with. I think not so much for my personal way to do this lifestyle, but just for my mental health. If I didn't have a few people behind the scenes, not going into groups or just posting something out in an open forum somewhere, if I didn't have a few of my online friends that I could have, good, meaningful conversations with, I'd go crazy, and I really would be isolated on this, because just too much of what you see out there is just very contentious. A lot of time is for the sake of being contentious. A lot of times it's just too dogmatic. It's like religion, like my version of the raw food diet. We've got the natural hygienists versus the 80-10 tenors versus the Dr. Morse people versus the people that do this and the people that don't eat that, and everybody's stating their religious dogma to you. And I'm just sitting over here in the corner just going, I'm not really interested in any of it, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, just kind of take this thought with you into the weekend, and maybe, like I say, apply it to other areas of your life. This is something that I really appreciate more as I get older. I even, we get a little ornery as we get older. I'm even getting, whereas I used to love the devil's advocate thing, I think it's way overplayed now. I think too many people try to play the devil's advocate, and quite frankly, too many people try to play the devil's advocate these days that don't have the mental faculties to do it. To be a real devil's advocate takes a little bit of mental skills, which not as many people have. So yeah, let's just leave it at that. We can always benefit. We can always learn. We can always move forward when we can discuss things in a rational, intelligent manner. And if you can't do that, ask yourself why. What is it about this person, that you can, even if you don't take it, even if the person says something ridiculous, it's more the process. Going back to that video on the process. It's the process of being able to listen to people politely, intelligently, actually be listening. And I'll finish with that. As you're listening to these people, actually listen. Listen to ideas that, or maybe even are opposite to yours. You don't have to accept them. But listen, you can see sometimes a person says, well, I was listening. You're like, no, you're not. Your ear's looking that way, but you're not hearing anything. You're just waiting to respond to me. So, yeah, just rational, intelligent. That's how we move forward. All this screaming at each other, that gets ratings. That's for that's for growing YouTube channels rapidly. That's for branding stuff. That's more or less like neon signs looking me, 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 me. And I can understand it from the marketing aspect. You want to stand out. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, so to speak. But anyhow, starting to ramble a little bit now. I hope you guys got something out of this. If you like this one, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you again tomorrow. I hope you guys have a spectacular weekend. Love you lots. Peace.